All right, everybody, welcome back to First Gen Den. I am still Tyler Moore, and I am back in Chattanooga, Tennessee for week 2 of First Gen Den. So, admittedly, I am recording this for the second time because I kind of forgot to turn my microphone on earlier, but I am kind of hoping to talk to you about Rose-Hulman culture. But before that, I kind of want to give you an update of kind of how things are going right now in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So this is actually our last couple days here at this campsite. Over the weekend, we're going to be moving a little bit further south towards the city a little bit more. Kind of looking forward to that. But in the last couple of days here, I kind of wanted to find a spot on the campground that kind of had, nice tree line and looked pretty cool. So we ended up here. But outside of that, it's kind of been pretty warm these past couple days. I know in Chattanooga, it was like 103 degrees at 5 p.m. earlier. So hopefully you're getting a little bit of the heat and enjoying the summer, but not too much. But outside of that, let's get into Rose-Hulman culture. So, in my opinion, there's really two aspects of Rose culture that you should know about. The first, and the one that I'm going to talk about first, is kind of orientation. And that is just a whole different vibe that you're going to experience. And outside of that, it's just kind of the rest of the year. So, to start, orientation, the first thing that you see on campus when you pull up in front of your new residence hall, we do call them residence halls, by the way, instead of dorms, so that's something to get used to. Residence halls feels more of like a home instead of just like, oh, this is where I'm sleeping for a year. But the first thing you're going to see is there are going to be a bunch of people in matching shirts, and it's probably going to be very overwhelming, but we're just going to kind of help you take everything from your car and put it up into your new room. So pack smartly for that. But the reason that we do this is to try and help invite you to the family that is Rose. Overarching theme that you're going to see throughout most Rose culture is that it's really trying to build that family aspect. You've heard that Rose is difficult, and you've still made that decision to come outside of that. And for that, a lot of people appreciate that extra support that you get through the Rose family. So early on, we try and establish that, and you'll see that. But people that are going to be moving your stuff up, you're probably going to forget all of their names as soon as you get it, because again, it's just very overwhelming. Finally get there, everything's moving, everything's happening at once. It's chaotic. But the people moving your stuff, they're going to be some orientation team members who are helping run orientation through that week, and then RAs and SAs in that building. And these RAs and SAs, acronyms that you're going to hear all year, really take a chance to know them. So RA stands for Resident Assistant. And if you know anything about them from pop culture, anything, or maybe like past family members' experiences in college, they really have a reputation for just always, rule this, rule that. But we, and I say we because I am a RA next year, are not really focused on that as much. Our main goal, again, is community building. So we're going to take every effort to get to know you, every effort to get to know everybody else on the floor, and try and build it into an awesome community. And while like me as an RA is going to try and get to know everybody on my floor really closely and be close friends with them, not everybody, vibes, and that's okay. But the nice thing that we're kind of trained to do is put people together and help them find their place with people that they do get along with, and that's kind of like the beauty of it. Like even if you don't get along with your RA, like they're going to try and help be that resource for you, be there when you need it, but also try and help you find your other places across campus. SAs, on the other hand, or sophomore advisors, they're strictly sophomores versus RAs being juniors and seniors. They are kind of there to really bring the fun. They're that older sibling kind of role, and they help plan different events, always trying to have that nice escape for you. They can be there for those tougher conversations, or maybe if like a rule needs to be enforced, but that's not their main objective. Whereas the RA, sometimes that has to be it. Like they are there to enjoy the year with you. So get to know these people pretty quickly and have fun with them. Outside of that, during orientation, there is just genuinely a summer camp kind of vibe. The reason this is because you are like basically going to summer camp in the spot that you're going to live for a year, surrounded by the people that you're going to go through college with. And it really gives you that opportunity to build that summer camp bond with them early, so then you can have true and lasting friends throughout your time at college, which is what I'm assuming most of you are kind of hoping to get out of college. So for that, there are going to be a lot of crazy over-the-top events. There's going to be different like magicians. I know one year they brought in the guy that is always on like TikTok showing like different engineering PowerPoints and making jokes out of them. If you know who I'm talking about, I completely forget his name. They're gonna have an outdoor adventure course where you just get to go outside, kind of just screw around for a little bit. There's an event called History and Traditions, which sounds really, really lame, but is actually one of the most fun events the whole time, because everybody just kind of gets together. The graduate assistants, or GAs as you'll hear them called, kind of made a way to have a lot of fun with that, and you're going to kind of see that evolve. I don't want to spoil that too much for you, but like a lot of this week, you really get to show pride for your hall. Like everybody's going to be doing it. Me, I'm going to be in Deming next year, so you're going to hear us most of the week yell Deming and other things like that. And wherever you are, you're going to have your own chance too. But be prepared, really buy into it, because this is your 1 week, no classes, where you just get to meet people and have fun with it. So don't let just kind of like settling in be an excuse for you not to push yourself. This is the easiest time to get to know people, settle in, and find that routine that you want. All right, on the other side of things is normal Rose culture. So we still really want everybody to have that community aspect, but things look a little bit different. Let's get into that. All right, so the first thing you're going to notice going through classes and all that is, especially coming off of that summer camp vibe, there are so many events that are going on every single day, every single week. You're going to have clubs that you want to go to. You're going to have friends that you're going to want to see. You're going to have homework that you're not going to want to do but have to anyways. And there's so many options that you can do. The biggest piece of advice that I can give any incoming student is to learn how to manage your time. Structure it. Be like, this is the event that I want to go to. I need to make sure that I have all of this homework done by this time, so I'm in a spot where I can pass my classes and still have the fun that I want. So get on that early. It's very easy to kind of fall into the cracks and not worry about that. So kind of be ready for that. Everybody else has their own work as well, so it's going to be harder to balance, but also you can kind of have like, study groups, homework parties, whatever you want to do with it, and just kind of have, fun with it. Like I remember freshman year just inviting some friends over to my room, blasting whatever music that we wanted to, while kind of getting through some homework problems. Not even like working together, but just individually with other people. Like sometimes you get those fun memories and those fun conversations. So there's a lot to do with that. But outside of that, there are so many things that you can do and have fun with. So I think the first thing that really surprised me was how community-driven all of the residence halls were. For example, there are so many things that you get to do. I know a lot of them send out either like meme emails, or called memails, to the floor every week of just different memes of what's going on. It's a packed weekend of options that you can do. I know a lot of people like to try and keep Saturday open so they can go to a bunch of things like that. I'm also a firm believer in a no homework day, so you get a little bit of a reset. Every night, all the floors go to what they call floor dinner, or hall dinner if you're in a triplet. And this is just like kind of like your family sit down dinner where you get to kind of sit there, not worry about homework, talk about the day, kind of like mess around a little bit. And it's always just like a nice routine, easy break. I like to kind of just go to class or maybe do some homework up into that, take that break, maybe mess around for a little bit after dinner, and then get back onto the grind or go to whatever event that I want to. Also with that, different residence halls will be putting on intramurals, or IMs as you'll hear them called. These kind of rotate throughout the quarters. As you may know, we're on a quarter system at Rose. If you didn't know that, send something in the comments or reach out to me and I can clarify on that more. Excuse me. But each quarter it's a different IM. Each floor will kind of compete and try and do their best. Like it's not necessarily to try and win the whole thing. There's different leagues for that, or different floors that will try and do that. But the main purpose of IMs is to kind of get out there, have fun, and take a break, and just get your body moving. Because it really does help, especially when you're studying so much. So those you'll receive some sort of communication from your RA or your essays on how to sign up for those. But I really encourage going, even if you have no experience in the sport. Like I came into Rose sucking at most things, but you just kind of go out there, have a little bit of fun. I never played volleyball before coming to Rose, but now it's one of my favorite intramurals to play. It's like you just learn how to play, spend some time with friends, you get closer. It's always just lighthearted fun. If you really want, you can go into some of those, like, I hate to say like try hard leagues, but teams that like really try and win, and like that's their main objective. But at least in the residence halls, like it's to have fun and learn. So don't let a sport be the reason that you don't go out there and do something. but there are just so many things to do inside the residence halls. But there's also a lot of surprises outside of the classroom, or outside of the residence halls in the classrooms. So I think the biggest surprise that I had as a student was how open the professors are. First off, none of your classes are ever taught by a TA or teaching assistant. They are just professors there to help you learn. They will pretty much tell you the best way to reach them. They will almost always have pretty well defined office hours. You can pretty much email them or send them a Teams message at any hour of the day, and they'll respond if they can. Especially if you get on it early, they will help you find the solution. Like even if you don't understand it, like it's engineering, everybody understands it. Like it's difficult. Not everybody understands engineering, but actually that's the point. Like not everybody's going to get it. Like professors will take the time to help you get there. Like if you make the effort to reach out to them, they will kind of work with you and try and get you there because they want you to succeed. Like professors at Rose do not spend too much time in the labs like doing a bunch of research. Like some of them do here and there, and but that's not the focus of what they do at Rose. They are at Rose-Hulman to teach, and they take that seriously, and I think that that's really good for the students as well. So don't be afraid to reach out to professors. It's not showing a sign of weakness. Like they are there to help you. It's not like you're taking away from their research or anything. They are more than willing to help you get to where you need to be successful. They love to hear those stories about what you get to do. Outside of that, every staff member at Rose that I can think of is pretty much willing to talk at any hour of the day. Like if you just catch them, you can have a conversation about anything. I'm a Chiefs fan, and I remember like there's points where like I go to Beanie's, the campus coffee shop, and one of the baristas, him and I just kind of go back and forth and talk a little trash about each other's like sports teams, and it's a nice break from everything. So don't be afraid to like kind of reach out and say something to somebody, or just talk, or ask for help if you need it. Like you can come to any member of your residence life staff, a professor, different members of student affairs, anybody that you kind of trust on campus. Like they will be there to help if you really need it, and nobody will ever judge you for that. And I think that's a really nice part about the family. Like everybody knows what it's like. It's not like it's like a business major that's school that's not everybody gets to struggle. Like it is just a universally understood thing, and I think that's really cool. So another big thing, don't be afraid to ask out and get some help. Okay, so really quick, I'm going to get my laptop and kind of get some of the last minute pieces of advice. Sorry, I took some notes beforehand. So campus-wide events are a ton of fun. So everybody is a nerd in their own way, and they understand that with making events. So feel free to go out there and kind of show that. Like you're going to get a lot of respect from people by showing what you know and what you care about. Like everybody has that thing, their knack, and showing yours off is really cool, and it offers everybody into that like window of your life to see what you can do. So different campus-wide events. First one that you're going to see probably would be Olympics first week of classes. RHA, the Residence Hall Association, will put on different things, and that's more school pride, but it's more just like 30 minutes after class, everybody kind of gets together and competes for like an Olympic style event for a week. After that is homecoming. If you haven't heard anything about homecoming, look up videos on YouTube. That is actually really cool. I'm actually wearing last year's bonfire shirt. So as freshmen, in the week leading up to that, you're going to have one day where you get to help build the bonfire with railroad ties. Actually a lot of fun. I know it's like, oh, manual labor and all that, but like it is kind of fun to get out there, even if you're just there for moral support, maybe lift one. Like it is still a fun time out there. But the more enjoyable one that I've always liked is guarding the bonfire. So from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m., different buildings will have like shifts where they get to kind of be there and guard there, and upperclassmen are going to go and try and steal like pallets of railroad ties. So there are like rules surrounding it, so don't feel like it's going to be an all-out brawl. That's also why the RAs and essays are there as well. But it's also just a chance for you to just kind of sit up on the bonfire, and there's going to be another bonfire off to the side, not the massive one that you light off, but you can kind of like make s'mores and all of that, and just have fun late night conversations with people. And you don't have to be out there the whole night. I historically have, and I've also loved being out there the whole time. Some of my best memories. But yeah, take those things seriously. Another quick one that I can think of off the top of my head is my favorite event all year. It's called Greatest Floor. Each floor competes 24 hours, 24 events. There's something for literally everybody. Buy into that. I always pull an all-nighter. It starts at 10 p.m. on a Friday night and ends 10 p.m. on a Saturday night. right after class. So be prepared for that. It's also a lot of fun. As soon as I see the date for the first time, I always set up a countdown on my phone. So next thing, late night food runs are the move. So taking a break from studying, I, for one, always go to McDonald's. But people like Taco Bell runs, other things around Terre Haute. Just go there, take a break, have some fun. You know, personally, a bunch of McNuggets and fries make me happier. So find your thing, like do something with friends, and just take that moment. And sometimes, and this leads into my next point, you may step away and lose 5 points on an assignment, but that may be 5 hours that you're saving. So that's more sleep. You're going to be happier. You're going to have more memories. And that's also important. So like you should really lock in your classes and try as hard as you could. But also remember, at some point you need to take care of yourself as well. And sometimes that means getting a lower grade in an assignment. Sometimes that means taking a B in a class, or even lower. Like I've full transparency, I've gotten below B's as well. So have some fun and get some memories and walk away with college feeling like it wasn't just a piece of paper that you went there for, that you were able to grow as a person and get some memories outside of that. So the motto I kind of like to live by is like, are you going to remember the night you sit there and get all this effort for like one tiny little thing that isn't going to matter in the long run? Or are you going to remember the night that you go out with friends and make a long-lasting memory that you're going to be talking about for years to come? At some point, you still need to do your homework. Like, you are going to remember the night that you get an email from, dean of students saying, hey, you flunked out of Rose. But you also, it's a balance, and it's tough to figure out. So with that, there are tons of campus resources to support you on your journey. The first one that you've met, Dr. Sarah Forbes, she is awesome. She's there. Her official title, I believe, is still Director of Student Academic Success. So if you have any questions on how to balance things or do anything, she's a great resource. And it's great that you guys get to meet her and see her a little bit early through First Gen Den. One more thing, or I guess one of two more things. So on a small, secluded campus, have your fun and make traditions with your friends. Don't kind of let yourself sit in and do nothing all the time. Make this what you will. You only have 4 years at Rose. It feels like a long time, but I still remember moving in. This is actually the first time I've moved off campus since I was a freshman. So make it what you will. Embrace the family. Take your own path of it, and become who you want to be. Because nobody here, for the most part, knows you. Maybe like a couple people from your high school. But this is your opportunity to be who you want to be. Show that to employers. Build a network like that. And after 4 years of trying to be who you want to be, you're going to be who you want to be. And I think that's awesome. It's a fresh start. So I want to leave you with this. College is what you make of it. So think about how you want to set up your story. So fill out the feedback form. We're going to announce the winner of the first one soon. But until next week, I will see you at a different campsite.